everybody. We are going to click this one more time. Let me make sure that we actually landed where we thought we would. But hello, my name is Zakia Ringgold, and we will be making some Bath Bomb Cupcakes today. I believe, let's see, on. Hopefully we have made it everywhere, but we shall see. Good evening, Edible Sins. We have definitely made it there. I'm very happy to see that. My name is Zakia Ringgold. I happen to make my own handcrafted skincare products, and tonight we have something very special because Valentine's Day is coming up. And because Valentine's Day is coming up, you probably want to make something handmade for someone or yourself, you know. Hello, Munchkin 3. I call Nyla Munchkin. Well, I used to call Nyla Munchkin. But hello, thank you for joining us. And Paige is upstairs busting a move, as she likes to call it. Hello, Rosewater. How are you? So for all of you that are joining, we always have to welcome you if this is your first time here. So welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. What else is there that I need to tell you? So, my piping, okay, Edible Sins is here. Hey, Sarah. So my piping skills are not the best, but this is all bath bomb that we're going to make. So what I did was I kind of sort of piped a little bit. I kind of sort of piped a little bit more, and then I just kept going around and around in circles. But if you're somebody who already bakes at home, this is the perfect thing for you. These are bath bombs. So you drop them in the tub and you allow them to do their thing. A little bit of an explosion, if you will. But it's a fun explosion where you get a little bit of aromatherapy. These are huge though. Normally they're not this big. But these were the only cupcake containers that I had. These are actually water ice containers. Doesn't matter. You can tell I'm from Philly because I said water. That's how we say water around these parts. But we're going to make these because they're fun. They're simple. There's quite a few ingredients. I'm going to grab some gloves. And we're going to talk about it when I take you over to the soap can. You guys ready? Like to see it? Here we go. Well, it's not really a soap cam tonight. It's a bath bomb cam. So on the table, we currently have our baking soda. Now, we are going to be adding quite a bit to that. Sounds like a great thank you gift for your regulars. Exactly. Now you are picking up what I am putting down. For your regulars, they would absolutely love some bath bomb cupcakes. I'm going to grab my gloves here, because I do like to get my hands in there when we are making them. Hello, Mayreen. Very good to see you. And hopefully this has landed everywhere that I thought it was going to land. I'm not really sure, but I'll find out after the broadcast and then just share it out as needed. Let me see. Okay, so I think it does. KK Clock over on the Baraka team. Hello there. Thank you for liking the video, guys. All right. So we have our baking soda, which is in here already. To that, we are going to add in some citric acid. Some of you always say, where can I find the recipe? The recipe is available on shore.b/live soap school. Should be in the description, and if not, I'll make sure I put it there. To that, we are going to add our citric acid. But here's the thing, my citric acid has gotten clumps and lumps and all that other stuff on there, which doesn't make for a really nice bath bomb. So I kind of use my hand and break it instead of just dropping it in. And so what I'll do is I'll do that, and then I'm also going to double sift it. So far we have 16 ounces of baking soda, and to that I am adding 8 ounces of citric acid. So we're going to do that kind of sort of slow. It's kind of therapy for your hands. It's very therapeutic. It's very interesting. And Wayne Dunn is checking in. Who knows where he is in the world? But hello, Wayne. Thank you for joining us on Team Baraka. Very good to have you here. And now what we're doing, guys, is we're just getting all of these ingredients nicely incorporated really quickly. Kind of sort of depends on what you consider quick. It may be a little bit different. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to add in our clay. Now, the clay is going to help with actually hardening the bath bomb up. We use kaolin clay, which is fantastic. Kadeem, hello over there on the Facebook side. Hello. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in. So that is our white kaolin clay that we have added to that. And now I'm going to take that, kind of sort of give it a little stir. Now for this part, guys, every other ingredient, we did not need a face mask. However, we are about to add the SLSA. Now, SLSA is sodium lauryl sulfate. Try to say that fast 3 times forward or backwards and, you know, whatever. The problem with it is when it gets airborne, it can make you cough a little bit, sneeze a little bit. It annoys the throat. So for that, what I would recommend is some kind of a painter's mask or a face mask when you are adding it in there until you have added wet ingredients to it as well. So to this, our dry ingredients, guys, we're going to go ahead and slowly pour our SLSA in, trying not to have too much powder coming back up on our face because we don't want that. Now, with that, what we do is we kind of take our hands, but we're going to do a double sift. Now, the reason we're doing the double sift is we want all of the ingredients to be blended together very well. So I made some of these earlier today. So as you can see, I have our sifter here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pour these in. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it a really nice fine consistency, get rid of any chunks that are in there. And then at the same time, it's going to ensure that everything is mixed up together. Now let me see what you guys are saying in the comments while I am doing this. Edible Sins is saying, you use citric acid in crybaby treats. It's the same, yes, it's the same food safe ingredient. The most interesting thing about Bath and Body products, 95% of everything that we use, you're probably using for the kitchen. When I first got started, spatulas started disappearing, bowls started disappearing, then the oil started disappearing. We're even going to be using the hand mixer that you would typically use when we go to mix up the frosting. And so I'm just using my hand to encourage this to go down. But yes, that's a very good question. It's the same citric acid that's used in cooking. And a lot of people say, well, where can I find citric acid? If you go to bakery supply houses, of course you can also get it online. But if you live near somewhere where they supply bakeries, you'll probably find some citric acid. DJ, hello, checking in on the Periscope side. Very good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Always nice to see you, and you always bring flowers. Listen, ladies, when a gentleman shows up with flowers, he's a nice guy. He can stick around. Good to see you, DJ. Alrighty, so let's see. We're going to keep on going through this. Now, as you can see, all of those ingredients are now incorporated with each other. Kind of, sort of. You want it to go through the sifter, not necessarily on the side of the sifter. Edible Sins is also giving you a place to get it. At your local Walmart, by the mason jars. You can find citric acid as well. Okay, guys, so you can definitely get baking soda, and now you have your location for picking up your citric acid. Everybody loves Wally World. Alrighty. And then I kind of just take my hand and encourage it to go down through there, because we'll be here all day. If you have not already told me where you are watching in, go ahead and type it in the comments so I can say hello to you. And then we'll shout out where you're from. So now that we've done that, we're going to put it back in here. Hello, Naima. How are you? Now, you don't really have to do that. I just do it because it makes me feel like everything is 100% incorporated. Okay. Rosewater is letting us know she does not like Walmart. I understand. So we have added our 16 ounces. Let me make sure you guys can see it. We have our 16 ounces of baking soda, our 8 ounces of citric acid, 1 ounce of kaolin clay, and then we also have 0.8 ounces of the sodium lauryl sulfate. Don't try and say that fast. To that, we are going to now add our liquid ingredients. Hello, Mitch. And the very first liquid ingredient that we're going to use is 1 ounce of our melted coconut oil. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Baraka Shea Butter actually carries coconut oil as well. And so you're going to go ahead and pour that in nice and low and slow. You only need about an ounce. You don't need more than that. Rosewater is viewing from the crawl space in Ohio. And we have Matt Diplo checking in from the UK. And Rosewater is making waist beads. So we have our melted coconut oil. To that we are going to add 0.5 ounces of polysorbate 80. Now this is one of those ingredients that you definitely want to have if you have any kind of oils that you're going to be putting in the tub. Because what the polysorbate 80 does is it helps the water to disperse. It's an emulsifier. So you don't want to have like an oil slick on the top of your tub. So that polysorbate 80 is what's going to allow those oils to disperse in the tub. Lastly, we are going to go ahead and add in our fragrance. Now, you can use whatever fragrance oil that you want, but I will be using a fragrance called Watermelon Cooler. Oh my gosh, it is fantastic. And I'm just pouring that right on top. And now here comes the therapy part of making your own handmade products. It does kind of get a little bit messy, but it feels good to have it in your hands, guys. And what you do is you just mix it all around and you kind of go this way. If you have a stand mixer, you can use that. But this is kind of where you kind of get to meditate. Get yourself a little Zen moment. Make sure all of your ingredients are incorporated together. And I remember when I first started making soap, this would be the time where I would really, really relax. And I would just kind of look at the ingredients coming together. You can smell that fragrance. And again, the oils that you use feel good on the skin too. So I just keep on mixing this up. Now this is what we call a no-fail bath bomb. Sometimes when people make bath bombs, they get frustrated and turned around because sometimes the bath bombs just won't stick together. That has to do with the humidity for where you live, and it also has to do with the moisture content that is in your bath bombs. Now the reason this one is a no-fail one is because we're not putting it into a circle to try and get it to stick together. We're putting it right into a cupcake liner or a cupcake cup, if you will. And that is going to force it to take its shape so we don't have to worry about it cracking down the middle. So you get a beautiful cupcake that gets solid after about 12 hours. And you don't have to worry about any failures. So that's all there is to this part. But the best part comes when it's time to make the frosting, which we are going to do in just a second. Oh, I wish you guys could smell it. I'm going to bring it up so you guys can smell. Inhale. Imagine a fresh watermelon being cut right in half in front of your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's what we got going on. Hello, Sharon over there on Facebook. Very good to see you. All right. So we have that. It is blended. You're going to take your cup and you're going to just put your mixture right inside. You want to pack it really well. Like use your fingers and push it down. And that's going to get all of your mixture right in there. Just like that. And you want to kind of have a nice even surface on the top. And the lower you pack it, the more Edible Sins is over there sneezing. The more you pack it or the least you pack it, the more frosting you're going to need to cover the top. I guess I can put that right there so you guys can see it. So this should fill up about 4 of these. If you use the smaller size cupcake ones, you'll probably get 8. Rosewater is saying, smells good. It does really smell good, guys. I tested it earlier, so I knew how it was going to smell. But now I wish you guys could smell it. Smell it, smell it. All right, so we're going to pack about 2 more of these. So it's pretty quick as to not take up too much time. We have 72 of you watching across the platforms. Number 1, I'd like to thank you all for checking in. If you haven't already, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Share the broadcast if you have not, and be sure to like or follow or subscribe, depending on whatever platform you're on that lets you do whatever you can do, so that you get notified the next time we go live, post a video, and you can stay updated on any new products that are coming out, or your next DIY project, or any of those things. So here is the last one. We're filling that one. So you fill the cup, push her down. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's pretty well packed in there. It's not too much, but enough. Push, push, push. And then I try and get every little bit of that out as to not waste it. Because if it's in the bowl, it can't be in the tub. Hi from Brisbane, Australia. Whenever you guys check in from Australia, I feel like I should say, good day, mate. And I know that's probably a terrible accent. But hello there, checking in. Very good to have you here. And let's see. There we go. All right, so we now have all four. You just want to use your thumbs to get it nice and packed in there, because the tighter it's packed in there, when you go to flip it out and use it, it'll be nice and solid around the sides. All right. So that could be a pretty good cupcake, but what's a cupcake without the frosting? So this is where we are going to make our own frosting that is also a bath bomb. So when you put it in the tub, it all fit. Let me come on camera for a second. It will all fizz, guys. Every single bit of it will fizz. Hold on. Let me come back and say hi. I'll go picture. So if you are just now joining, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Zakia Ringgold, your soapy person here behind the scenes. And what we're making are Bath Bomb Cupcakes. I'm sorry I've been hiding, but I didn't think you guys wanted to see me with the face mask on. What we're now going to do is make the frosting for these bath bombs. And the nice thing about them is it doesn't take a whole lot. And if you're inclined to watch the Great British Baking Show like I am on Netflix, you kind of feel like you're on that show because you're frosting some stuff up. But this is great for your diet, and it's also good for your skin, because you're not going to eat it, but because of the cocoa butter that we're going to use, the shea butter that we're going to use, the coconut oil that we've used, all of those are going to be right there in the tub with you, so it feels really good on the skin. Now, let's talk about this frosting recipe. It's really not too difficult. We're going to be using some baking soda, of course. We're also going to be using some citric acid. That is what really causes the reaction in the tub, the baking soda and the citric acid. To that, you're going to melt out your very own cocoa butter as well as shea butter. We are using Baraka shea butter, and then we also have some cocoa butter in here. I've already melted it because you know how I love to do the magic of TV. So you'll take your cocoa butter and shea butter mixture, melt it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and voila, you've got magic right there. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. Hello there, Tracy. We also have Pepso Funny here, and we also have DJ who just made a lemon drizzle cake. You probably would have won on the Great British Baking Show. Do any of you watch that show? And hey, Jules, how are you? So you get your, let me put it here. So you get just 1 ounce each of the cocoa butter and the shea butter. You're going to pour that right on top of your, oh well, we do want to kind of sort of mix them up together just a little bit, guys. Just a little bit. All right, let me kind of do that before I just keep going. I feel like I missed an ingredient. We added that. Yeah. I feel like I did. Because we're going to add the poly as well as the fragrance. We'll find out tomorrow. Hey, Antonio, how are you? You caught us over there on the YouTube side. So all of you that are watching now, hello. The numbers keep going up and down, which means some people come in, some people go out. So I'm just taking my hands, and because this does not have the SLSA in there, I am not too worried about like the airborne that makes you kind of sneeze and everything else. All right, so we have that. We're going to go ahead and add our shea butter and cocoa butter mixture right in there, like that. You can leave some of it off to the side. Let me grab a spatula. See, I got hands all over the place. And you're just going to fold it in on itself. We're also going to go ahead and add just a little bit of polysorbate 80. And remember, guys, that polysorbate is what's going to ensure that we don't have an oil slick in our tub. We don't want an oil slick in the tub. And then you kind of just fold it in on itself. And it's going to start looking like almost like buttercream. Not quite. Like in my mind, it's like the buttercream that I've seen on the shows, but you know, maybe not completely like that one. Let me see. And now we just kind of fold it in. And we're going to also add some color to it because we have a watermelon scent. We're going to make this more of a pink color so that it reminds us of a watermelon when we see it. Or you get the essence of it. Let's see. Pour a little more. And finally, we're going to add our fragrance. And I may have to warm it back up because it's getting thick. Look, it don't want to move. It doesn't want to move. All right. Let's get some of our pink. I'm going to add just a little bit of color to this, guys, just so that it goes pink. We want a pink frosting. And you don't need a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and grab our kitchen tool. Nyla, do me a favor. I'm going to need just a little bit more of the, can you melt that? Okay, so I allowed it. I'm sorry, guys, if you, I'm sorry if you, I forgot to mute the stereo or the microphone. But as you can see, this isn't really as pipeable as we would like it to be. What is that? Oh, it's that sound. Darn it. Hold on, guys. Let me go here. Windows, sound, and music. I know I muted you guys because it sounds like we have Night of the Living Dead coming out of our microwave, and I forgot that when Nyla went to melt it, and so I was trying to save you guys from hearing that No sound. I know the sound should be coming back in 2 seconds. I know that's horrible. When you're on live, guys, you cannot not have sound. So I'm adding just a little bit more of the warmed oils to this. You guys should be hearing me now. Can someone give me a mic check? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I added just a little bit more because I let it get, thank you. I added more of the cocoa butter and shea butter because I let it get too cool. And we want to be able to pipe this. There we go. You're good. Thanks, guys. I'm going to do just a little bit more. All right. So as you can see, I know I should have kept you guys muted for that part. Like, oh, you gonna turn us up when you got that loud behind mixer on, but we can't hear you when you're talking. All right. So what we want is the consistency of a frosting, which is what we now have. Because I allowed the frosting or the shea butter and the cocoa butter to cool down, it kind of blended in on itself, if you will, and that's not necessarily what we want for the frosting. We need it to be pipeable, but you can't have it too wet because what'll end up happening is it won't harden, and you want it to harden so that you can actually put it in the tub. You don't want a loose frosting. I'm telling you right now, ain't nothing good about having a loose frosting. All right, so we're going to get that in the piping bag. I have learned this from my baking friends in the live streaming world. You don't just try and fill up your piping bag like by having the bag. If you put it over another container, like a cup, I am actually using my HSCG cup from last year's conference. Not really a plug, but this was the mug or the cup that they gave us last year at the conference. Are any of you going to the annual conference? I'm curious. Oh, I lost some of my frosting. Look at that. Don't go wasting the frosting, guys. Are any of you going? Alrighty. So we have our, somebody said something about the kitchen utensils. We're using yet another kitchen utensil. And what we're going to do is we're going to start by just putting a little dollop in the center of each one of these Bath Bomb Cupcakes. Just like that. There's one in that center and another one in that center. And again, I am no chef. Stabilize the bag. That's what it's called. And I got a little bit of a mess right there, so let's get that off. Now I got to shut up for a minute because, you know, we'll be here all day. I'm going to come off screen, and now we're going to go around in a circle. Right outside of that. Circle, circle. So there's that one. You can make it look better if you so choose. Do your hands hurt yet? Not yet, but I better hurry up because this one's to get hard. And we have that combination of cocoa butter. We have the shea butter. We have the coconut oil. So this will not only be a bath experience, but it will also be a skin experience as well. All right, so we have just a little bit more. Now this should be enough for all four, but I feel like it may not be. Now you should not have to add any additional oils to yours when you go to make it. As soon as you melt it, you don't live stream and talk the whole time, and you actually just get it on your cupcakes. Those look nice. Oh, thank you. All right, so, and if you're a baker, hint, hint, Edible Sins, you can probably do the darn thing with this frosting. Do you hear me? But the nice thing about this is it's something especially for the holidays that you can make for yourself. It's a great craft activity that you can do with kids. You can teach them about acids and bases because that's all a bath bomb is. It's an acid and a base that are combining with one another. Hey, Sakia, I'm calling myself Sakia. Hey, Trish from old Australia. Well, good day, mate. How are you? All right, so now what I'm going to do is because I have just a little bit left in the piping bag, I'm going to go around again just to kind of make it a little bit higher. Now, you can't tell me that that's not a cupcake, but it's for the tub. It is for the tub and very simple. And as you can see, it's getting harder for me to push this through. And that's because the cocoa butter is hardening, the shea butter is hardening, and then the baking soda and citric acid, when they come together with those two ingredients, they want to all get harder. And that's when your hands start to hurt. So don't think you're going to pipe about 50 dozen of these cupcakes. It just won't happen. All right, so we have that one. We have that one. We may be able to get a little bit more out for this one because we got a little bit too much white showing around those edges. Get your edges together as you are making your cupcakes. Right? Nyla, we don't want no bad edges, right? Do you keep them in the containers or take them out to dry? I keep them in the containers because then that'll give them a chance to harden up in the container. And then afterwards, what you're able to do is you can turn it upside down. Yeah, we're out of frosting. You can turn it upside down to release it because as it hardens, it's going to shrink a little bit from the side. So it'll be very easy to release the cupcake. Come on, give me just a little bit more. That's going to look a little janky. That's going to look a little janky. That's going to look a... take the tip off and pop it in the microwave. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's not too much in there. But it's enough. That's enough to frost one. So, let's see. Hopefully you guys were able to see all of that. All right. So, hey, I'm hoping that you guys see just how easy it is for you to make your very own cupcakes. We are up to 94 people. I don't know if you're watching on Facebook. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube. I don't know if you're watching on Twitter or Twitch. But wherever you are watching, thank you so much for joining us live. Be sure to click that like, that follow, that subscribe, that share. And if you would like to get this recipe for yourself, let me pull that up for you. Where is it? Right there. You can go to shore.b/live soap school. Right there at the top, it says the Bath Bomb recipes. I need to pull it up because that's where your comments are. Darn it. Bam. Lift it closer. I'll bring it closer, Bradley. Oh, darn it. Now, look at us. This is where the outtakes come in, guys. Here is what they came out to be. Kind of looks like water eyes. Water eyes. Thanks, Laverne. Chantel, I love you when you are here, and thank you very much for the compliment. I am Zakia Ringo, broadcasting. I hope you all have a great night. A happy new year. Make sure that if you are attempting to get your shea butter, your cocoa butter, or your coconut oil, head over to barakasheabutter.com, not Expedia. And I'm Zakia of livesoapschool.com. Have a great night, everybody. See you later, alligator. See you later, alligator. See you later. All right, I got to find the finish button. We are done.